going to be doing my September wrap-up and my October TBR. And usually I don't do TBRs, but I feel like I didn't read a lot in September, so I'm just gonna do a TBR also, because why not? So, Sarah Dessen, The Truth About Forever. Pretty much Macy's life is completely planned out, and she's also suffering from the loss of her dad who died who knows how long ago. And then so finally she does something weird and strange and totally like, why did I do this? She joins a catering business who is totally the opposite of the rest of her life, where it's total chaos, and she meets a super cool family and the workers are super cool, and then she meets a boy named Wes there. I did enjoy reading this book because Sarah Dessen really did balance the amount of empathy that you should feel for the characters, but also the cute lightness of the novel. It's definitely not insta-love, but this is the definition of a summary contemporary. So if you're into those quick reads, then definitely read it. It didn't really leave much of an impression on to me, but I did enjoy reading it. Along for the Ride by Sarah Dessen, this is the next book that I read. Also, probably another summer read. She is an insomniac, and when she goes to live with her dad, she meets this fellow insomniac, and then they go on these night adventures together. Auden and Eli, the two main characters, are both running away from something in their past. Well, not really running away, but they both have past, as everyone does. They don't just pop out of the womb with a backstory. I enjoyed it like the same as this book, probably 4.1, 4.2 stars. This is called The Wrong Side of Right. Why am I holding it like this? The Wrong Side of Right follows this character whose mother has just died, and then she finds out that her missing father is actually this very important political person who is running for president. And then there's the other president's son, and then that's a thing. But that's not really a big thing. The story mainly focuses on the main character reconnecting with her new family and trying to overcome like the obstacles and political stuff that she's going through right now. And I rated this book about 3.4 stars. I found that a lot of the characters were not really given a lot of depth or a lot of personality, and I did find it kind of slow, but then when it started reaching like the 60% mark, it started talking about political ideas, and I just didn't like how you really only saw one side of the political spectrum, and then you didn't see the point of view of the other side of the argument. I personally don't have any opinions about the debate of immigration that they were talking about in here, but I just didn't like how you were only given one side of the story, and the other argument of the controversy was made out to be like an evil, completely bad thing. Because there is a reason why this is such a controversial subject, and it's not so super black and white as this story made it out to be. Politics, really, they just ruin everything. But then my final book is Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. I rated this about 4.999 stars, and my math teacher would say 4.999 repeating is actually 5. Well, you know what? I hate math class. I've never been so sad in my life than I am in math class. Crooked Kingdom is the second and final book of the Six of Crows duology, and it follows the Grisha. Apparently it's not Grisha. Thanks, insane reader. I can't really describe the synopsis of this book because you have to read the first book, but the first book is pretty much about this awesome main character named Kaz Brecker, and he is told to do this impossible heist. So Kaz Brecker, with his super intelligence and cunningness, gets a group of 6 teenagers who all have different specialties, and this is the second book. I don't know if I love it more than the first book, that's why it's the 4.9999 thing. I love how when you're on BookTube, and then you can see people's thumbnails, it's like them carrying a book, and you can just tell that that person read Crooked Kingdom because no one else paints the pages of their book in blood. On to my October TBR. The first book that I really want to read in October has this beautiful cover, and it's called The Last of the Firedrakes by Farah Oomerbhoy. This follows a 16-year-old orphan who's been treated really badly in her real world, but then one day she walks through a door, and then she goes into this strange new world, and the strange new world is the definition of a fantasy with its Pegasi, mages, magic, and she finds out that not everything is as perfect as it seems in that world, and she has to do something. So I'm really excited to read this one, and I still haven't yet because school is kicking my butt. The next book that I really want to read is Illuminate by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff, and then the second book, Gemini, is actually releasing on October 18th, so that's why I really want to finish this book. But I actually got halfway through this book, and then I spoiled myself for it, so then I went through a process that took approximately a month or two where I'm trying to forget what I read, and so right now I don't think I really remember what I read, the spoiler thing, so I think I've been unspoiled. I'll probably try picking it up soon. And then the last book that I want to read, but it's not really that high on my list, is the final book of the Young Elite series by Marie Lu, The Midnight Star? I don't really enjoy the series as much as I really love the Legends series, but I am interested in seeing what happens because the last book ended on kind of a note that had me like, what just happened? So I will be reading that. Possibly not this month, but eventually. So these are the books that I want to read and the books that I did read in September and October. So thank you so much for watching. Bye!